welcome folks to an additional beginning to the current Call of Cthulhu scenario you're about to listen to. I am joined by only one player.
Yeah, Elliot Lehman.
Just Elliot Lehman. And you will see why momentarily. For after the investigation, the previous investigation, where they met the strange creature in the attic of the farmhouse, Lehman once again lost his mind. The plus side, Lehman, is that you do gain some sanity bonuses for successfully completing the investigation.
Score.
You gain, for actually defeating the creature, you gain 4 sanity back.
29.
And for defeating the one zombie, you get 2 sanity back.
31.
Unfortunately, you were left in an extremely state of being catatonic and basically not there in the head.
Waking coma, pretty much.
And although you were susceptible to being told to do things in guided places, you were escorted out of the area of the farmhouse, and you were there when you met Armitage, although you weren't quite there.
Yeah.
And despite your character's possible protests of wanting to just be left alone to mull it over, Violet insists that you get help. And using her money, she pays for a psychologist. Somebody to go over your mental state. Now, does your character even have a place left to live by himself?
He does not.
So, the only place that he can probably live in is either in the psychologist's care or at Violet's house. And I take it you probably wouldn't want to be at Violet's house.
I don't think what Lehman wants at this point has much influence, so someone would probably have made that decision for him, seeing as he can just take...
Probably made the decision to stay with the psychologist.
Yes, I don't believe Violet would have had him around.
No. Basically, he's going to be using the psychoanalyze skill on you to try and regain your sanity.
Yeah.
This guy's a psychoanalyst, but he goes by the name of a psychologist. And the man is a pretty amiable chap in his 40s, and he, when he's, the first day, you are, for 2 days, you are completely and totally unreachable. He tries to talk to you, and you're just not there.
Yeah.
You're just not even registering that anything. But it's the third day that you actually emerge mentally in your back.
Does this happen screaming or weeping, or some combination of the two?
Whatever your character has decided is, with the revelations that he has here, is appropriate.
Probably a bit of both.
Yeah. You are mildly sedated. Does not take long for you to be mildly sedated. And once you have regained some brief composure, it is the psychologist's turn to take you to the chair to sit down. And he tells you that one question that you do not would ever think you'd want to hear, which is, tell me what you're thinking.
What? Thinking? I'm not thinking of much. There's things I close my eyes. They're there. I hear them. It's not going away. I'm away from it, but it's still there.
What things are you referring to?
I don't know. I didn't see, and there's the corpse. It moves, and then there's darkness.
The man frowns slightly at the sound of moving corpses and scribbles something down. I see. And what else would there be?
At this point, Lehman just starts sobbing, and becomes very difficult to speak to. I don't know how the farmers weep. My hedgerows.
The man does not get much more out of you at all, despite his efforts, and has his assistant escort you back to the small and sparsely decorated room of which you are currently staying in. there's nothing really in there at the moment, with the exception of your bed, which at the moment does not have a duvet.
Damn it.
Not yet. You, the afternoon itself does not go by very, slowly for you, I wager.
Any curtains?
No.
Elliot's dressed, I assume.
Not in anything especially long.
Mm.
You are... before you were given food, there is a, you hear a conversation that your psychologist is having with another man who's come in. Appears to be, from his voice, a man in his 60s, you'd think? Bit old.
Old man. Cigar vendor, please.
No, it's not the cigar vendor.
Love that guy.
I'm afraid it's not the cigar vendor.
Oh.
It appears to be an unusual conversation in that it's not anyone you know. It's not anyone you know at all. You hear the psychologist. Well, I do appreciate your concern. I'm not allowed to have him see anybody. Well, that's absolutely fine, but I am naturally worried about one of my flock, and I think if I had a chance to speak with him, I would be able to mull him over slightly. I'm very sorry, Pastor, but even for a man of the cloth, I cannot have him see anyone at all. He's in a very delicate state. But you will tell him that I came, of course. Well, yeah, I will let him know when he's in a significantly calm moment. Thank you. That's all I need to know. I mean, in the end, everybody joins the Almighty Father someday, and I'd rather he join at a time when he's at peace. Are you implying something? I'm implying nothing. I merely look after my flock. That's what I'm here for, but you have your job to do, of course, and I have mine. I will bid you a good day. May God walk with you. He leaves. The door shuts. The psychologist shakes his head and what an odd person.
Is he contemplating the conversation he just had?
The psychologist.
I'm making a joke that it probably has to do with the Chapel of Contemplation. Not that Lehman catches this.
Night comes. When you have your food, you're eating. You're actually, unfortunately, watched as you eat, as you get your food. And you're not given any opportunity to be alone. It's not until night, dead of night, that you're finally left to your own devices.
I'm assuming the window is barred.
The window is indeed barred.
If there is one.
It's barred. This man seems to be taking no chances with anyone.
Yeah.
The window is barred. You're left to your own thoughts.
Lehman has tipped the bed over and is hiding behind it in a corner.
He's hiding behind the bed in a corner.
Sobbing gently to himself.
Can you make a listen check for me, please?
I have to get the dice rolling.
You do.
Give me a second. 44.
Don't think that's a pass.
That is a pass.
It is.
It's got 55.
It's a whistle in the distance.
Lehman twitches at things both heard and unheard.
You then hear something flapping to the window. It's getting closer.
Does Lehman natural history to see if he understands whether or not this is large enough to actually be a proper bird or something larger? 33, that's also a pass, I think.
This would have to be a pretty massive, eagle. Very big.
That's a massive pass.
We're talking man-sized.
Lehman, of course, gets flashes of what he imagined whatever Dunnin explained looked like.
Are you having a look?
He is in fact not having a look. He's taking the bed, the frame of the bed, and shoving up against the windows to trying to block it as much as possible, and retreats to the opposite corner of the room, screaming and wailing like a madman.
You hear a thudding noise against the window and something trying to scratch and claw.
Lehman goes apeshit on the door, while
Right.
also screaming, hoping to rouse whoever is out there.
Oddly enough, no one comes to you. You hear some sort of inhuman shrieking. This is not like
Lehman,
any creature you've ever heard before.
Lehman is very scared. Does he sanity roll?
He's not seen anything. So
Oh, the shriek, but yeah, okay.
no sanity roll for you. Not
any attempt to beat up the door?
It's actually a reinforced metal door.
He's done very well with doors.
This is a metal door.
Lehman would like to try and assault it with his head.
Go ahead.
Ahead, I see what you did there. I have to roll my strength.
Yes.
6. I shit you not.
Well, you get a checkpoint on your headbutt skill. You managed to hurt your head.
Nice. Do I get a damage bonus on that?
Yeah,
Because
you actually
he's
make
strong.
a slight dent in the metal door.
Yeah, but I mean on my head.
No. You just give yourself a big headache.
Aw.
With that, however, the shrieking stops. The flapping goes away.
Lehman, however, does not stop. He
Nope.
hammers the door again with his head repeatedly. Since no one is interested in coming, he might as well do himself in.
The only thing you eventually managed to achieve is knocking yourself unconscious.
Does he at least pull some of the stitches on his poor job of a face?
A few. It's not until you don't know how long you're out. But when you rouse, you're roused by the sound of footsteps outside your room.
Lehman, how sentient is he at this point, having knocked himself out, hammering his head
He's
against the door?
dazed, but you're with it. You have your senses.
Okay, Lehman, room's dark.
Room's dark.
Does it have a light?
No.
Okay. If there had been a light bulb, he would have smashed it.
Yeah,
since
that's
there
why
isn't-
there's no light in here.
Okay, so he hides in one of the corners of the room, ready to assault whoever the hell is coming in.
Footsteps are plodding and heavy. Eventually, something stops outside your room.
Lehman holds his breath.
Jingling, jangling of keys. Click. The door is unlocked. There's a rattling sound as something tries to paw for the handle. The door opens. What you see before you is not what you think you might have seen before. You've never seen such a thing.
Oh dear.
Standing before you in the doorframe is a gigantic, blasphemous form of a thing not wholly ape, not wholly insect. Its hide hung loosely upon its frame, and its rugose, dead-eyed rudiments of a head swayed drunkenly from side to side. Its forepaws are extended, with talons spread wide, and its whole body is taut with murderous malignity, despite its utter lack of facial description.
Lehman shits himself.
Lehman rolls a sanity check for what he is seeing.
Lehman rolls a fail.
Lehman is going to lose 1d10 sanity at this point.
See?
Lehman is going to lose 7 and needs to make me an idea roll.
82.
Is that a
That's
pass?
a pass, yes.
Oh dear. You've seen this weird, horrendous creature, and you start screaming. You just start bellowing out in screams of just horror as this thing
Ah!
slowly disappears before you. But you can still hear it.
What, does it disappear out the room again?
No, you can still hear it. It's stepping towards you, but you're completely paralyzed in horror.
Oh, so it went invisible?
You think so?
That's familiar.
Is it?
Well,
You feel something grabbing you.
Lehman flails wildly if so capable.
Yep. You make me a strength check. Like we already do 100.
Please be another 6. 24.
24. Not good enough. The thing retains its grip firmly on you. And it is at this point that it gutturally makes a weird, strange sound, and it starts to shimmer and fade as it reappears briefly. You realize to your absolute horror that you too are also beginning to shimmer and fade.
Please, no.
Its grip, however, is too powerful, and despite your best screaming, flailing efforts, you disappear from anywhere you know.